So if you guys have been following me for a while, or if you've been listening to Kevin and my podcast, Muay Thai Bones, you might know that I've switched to eating keto, and then that's been maybe like 7 or 8 months, and then in the past 2 or 3 months, I've joined Kevin in intermittent fasting, but it's extreme intermittent fasting. It's not what most people are talking about, where it's like 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and then eat for 8, which is basically like an eating window in every single day. What we do, because we're crazy, is we eat every other day. So there's like 38 hours between meals at times. That's actually been really good. I don't have a problem doing that training at all. People's main question is like, don't you have a really hard time on fasting days when you're training? And I don't. I honestly don't notice much of a difference. And I feel really good, and my body composition has been really good. But in ketosis, you shed electrolytes pretty heavily. And then I'm also an athlete, so I sweat like balls in Thailand all the time. So Kevin and I have started focusing on sodium. Before it was potassium, and it made a huge difference. The potassium, we take it from cream of tartar, is the substance we use to get potassium, and we basically use it like a supplement. But we've been reading about sodium. I was reading about it last night, and how like the balance between sodium and potassium is so important. And so I've been supplementing with salt, like to a degree that's uncomfortable. I'm taking like half a teaspoon of salt in hot water, like basically making a drink, and I'm having it before training, after training, before training, after training, and then before bed. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't taste good. It kind of made me feel a little bit like jittery. Yesterday was my first day doing it hardcore, and today's my second day, but this is actually why I'm doing this vlog. All of this was getting to this point of me talking about this vlog. There are things that happen, like with keto, it's good physically, it's good health-wise, like there are all of these things, my energy's good, blah, blah, blah. The reason I care about eating keto, and the reason I'll keep doing it, regardless of people telling me why it's not a good idea for athletes, I don't really care, guys, so right away, but I'm not going to listen to it, is mentally it makes a huge, huge difference. And mentally is, I think, my biggest struggle. I can struggle through physically hard things. That's not really a big deal for me, but mentally hard is an entirely different ballgame. The crazy thing about this sodium, which I maybe have been sodium depleted for like 7 years. I'm a pretty anxious person all the time. I move around like a flitting bee, like all of these things. I'm always worried about something. I don't relax super well. My mind races. Been doing Vipassana to try to help with some of that. It's a kind of meditation. All of these different things. And yesterday, the first day of doing this sodium supplementation, my sparring was really amazing. I was able to like hold 2 opposing thoughts in my head at the same time, which I usually can't do. And today, just the way I'm like driving to the places that I'm going is slower. Harahat was watching me once when we were driving to a fight, and he said to Kevin, he's like, in the world she moves around so fast, and in the ring she's so slow. Like, what is this? Because I'm flitting around like a fucking anxious asshole. I'm moving slower. Like, I can feel that I'm less anxious. And I've read about this, that sodium deficiency can make you anxious. So this is a link rather than me thinking this because I read it already. But it's crazy. Like, I feel good. Like, I feel calm. I feel like this whole point of like having more time to unwind and relax and have recovery, I can actually do now because of what the sodium is doing, which is awesome, because I was like banging my head against a wall pretty bad, even just taking a little bit of time off. So I do active recovery. I don't take time off completely, but I use the time for Vipassana. I come here to the sauna. I might take a walk. I might do, some like stretching. I hate stretching, but I've been doing a little bit of that. So yeah, that's my vlog. It's a little chatty, but it's day 2 of this sodium experiment. I'm going to dedicate myself to 3 at least, because you don't know anything until you've done something for 3 days. But I might just bring it up a little bit. I might see what happens if I get more sodium, to see like where those lines are. It's been cool. My energy was really good yesterday. Like I still was tired, but I felt like it was maybe more of a mental fatigue. And then mentally I felt pretty good being aware of that. So in Theravada Buddhism, they say know it. So you don't have to like stress about the fact that you're tired, or you don't have to stress about the fact that you're stressed. Just know it. So I'm knowing it.